It isn't all that often that martial artists get an opportunity such as Team USA. It's more common for other sports, such as gymnastics, swimming, or track. But every so often, the doors open for martial artists to represent their country. In 2016, the door opened. I've been practicing martial arts since I was 7 years old, which by this point is well over half my life. Over the years, I've been to countless tournaments and more competitions that I can count, but not many are more coveted than the WKC World Championship. Because if you make it here, it means that you've secured yourself a place on Team USA. However, spots are extremely limited, so in order to qualify, you had to be at the absolute top of your game. I decided that one year I wanted to try to make it because the opportunity had arose. I wanted to have the honor of representing Team USA, and so I trained. I didn't do too bad. I made it through the regional qualifier, the state qualifier, and I'd eventually made it to the national qualifier. This was it. I just had to be in the top 4, and I'd land myself a spot. I was so close, but then I didn't make it. I was devastated that I didn't qualify. I'd wanted nothing more than to go and compete, but my best just hadn't been good enough this time. I didn't know when I was going to get the chance again, but to my surprise, I wouldn't have to wait too long. The door would open just the next year. Now I was determined. I wasn't going to let anything stop me from making Team USA. I trained even harder, pushed myself further than I'd ever gone before. Some days training was so tough that I would essentially go home and just immediately fall asleep. But I wouldn't stop because I wanted this so bad. Regionals came and went. Next was state, and finally I was back at nationals, the same place I had fallen short the year prior. But this time, I made it. I was so happy, but the battle wasn't over, because soon I'd be competing on the biggest platform I'd ever been on, the World Championship. Don't get me wrong, I was over the moon, but I knew that this would be no easy task. The event kicked off with a parade of champions, which was just a showcase of all the different countries of competitors. At last, the competition kicked off. My first event did not go as well as I'd hoped, but I still managed to place. Truth be told, however, it wasn't the event I had come for. My main event wouldn't be until the last day of the week, team sparring. I was on a team with 2 other girls from Team USA, and we had battled our way to the finals. We fought teams such as Team Britain, Team Germany, Team Puerto Rico, and others, just to name some. Then it was time for the finals, the battle for first and second place, Team USA versus Team Canada. Because I was the oldest of my team, it meant that my fight would be last. My 2 teammates got a good point lead, but then it was my turn. My opponent and I battled hard, but finally, after what felt like so long, we won. Team USA won this event. It was one of the proudest moments in my entire life, and it isn't one that I will soon forget. The journey was difficult, and I cannot even count the amount of times I wanted to give up. But in the end, it was worth every drop of sweat and tears, and I'm so proud that I was able to go out there and show my colors.